Yeah, what I was saying was, I was watching a few of our like my old videos and your checking on your channel old videos, and I've seen so many videos. The start is always the same. Like the intro every time. It's just, hey guys, sorry we didn't upload for the last 2 months. Me and the other person are working on a huge project that we want to get out for you guys immediately, and the video starts.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that.
No, because I try to like rethink like what was the huge project that we did, and I don't know.
Yeah, most of the time I think it was the Syndicate actually.
No. I remember the Syndicate was actually, we started the Syndicate like, I'm not sure, maybe. I'm not gonna lie. One of my first videos on your channel, we already started the Syndicate.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how.
No, but
it
there was a lot of
happened.
things like even really recently, like I don't know what it's called. You did a Minecraft stream. You did a Minecraft stream, and I'm not. It was not the latest one. It was, there was one really successful one, the Bed Wars cracked server.
Yeah. No, I remember
The one
that.
before that. You were still using 5zig and shit. Hold on, I'm gonna try to pull it
Oh
up.
yeah, I remember. I remember. The title was just "I'm back," with like
Was
3
it?
exclamation marks.
Ah, yeah, it was, yeah. That one at the start, that was exactly 1 year ago, and we said we had a huge project.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what that was.
No, wasn't this one? Wait, let's try. I'm not gonna get copyrighted. Okay, no.
Go ahead, I give you rights.
Sam,
D.
and I'm finally back. I know it's been a really long time, and there's just been a lot of stuff to do, so I couldn't make any videos
Or was it this one? I don't
or
remember.
anything. So yeah, I just couldn't. But now I'm back, and I'm probably gonna have to go again. But anyway, today we're gonna be playing some Bed Wars.
I'm probably have to dip
Um,
out again. No, what's crazy is the dedication we actually put into the videos and how much it showed. Like, exactly 1 year ago, exactly half.
Yeah,
And what do you start your channel in? Like what, 2017?
2016.
I'm having deja vu. We did this before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 years. So this really shows if you put the dedication, it works. See, I don't know what that was, but we had so many of these like projects that like it just went down the drain.
I remember we had the Syndicate, then the animated version of the Syndicate,
Oh yeah, the animated version.
and that's pretty much all I remember.
No, the thing was, the Syndicate was, I think, the only project we did which we were like so enthusiastic about. Like, oh my god, we really wanted to get this in. For you guys who don't understand what the hell we're saying. Oh, by the way, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Star Talks. Guys, we made it to episode 13. I'm not trying to be ironic, but sorry for not uploading. I don't know. It's the same goddamn thing. It's just our school has amazing schedules, and it brightens everyone's lives up. Like, they really want to make us really happy.
Well, for people who didn't understand that was sarcasm, because well, I had my exams about 2 weeks ago, and then almost
no. Wait. Let's put this out. His exams, my exams, 10 days, both of our exams.
and this both of our exams part is the midterm exams,
Which is 16 chapters ish per subject, and I have 8 subjects. Cause, yay. Oh my god! I can't. Why is this? We trying to get out all the episodes. Even when we're on our exams, we're not gonna miss any episodes. Which, for once, we're doing that. Yay! But at least this episode goes out. Anyways, I was gonna say something before I did the intro.
you were talking about.
Projects, yes, thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, no, the first Syndicate was actually one of the most enthusiastic we've actually been about any project. And for you guys who don't know what the Syndicate is, it was when we were really young, like what, 12 and 13 respectively, but I didn't say anyone's name, so not respecting. Yeah, we did that, and it was like a short film. It was like a short, what is it called? Short movie? That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it was a
No,
short film. Short
we
cinema.
were
What do you call it?
we were gonna make a series though, so
Yeah, we were gonna make a short film, but it's not a short film. It's like a short series. So like we upload an episode like every month or so. It was pretty much a rip off of The Flash. If it ever got popular, we probably would get copyrighted. But at the same time, we wanted to do that, and especially since I was so involved into video effects and stuff, I did it. I mean, we did so much, but it was honestly really sad how it died. So I suppose that was the last biggest project that we've ever really liked, and it's how we hyped it up in so many videos, but it never actually ended up happening, which it's kind of.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this in episode 6 as well.
I don't know what it's called.
6 or 7, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's so like.
No, there's these multiple things that I've started on my own these days, like these mini projects. And the thing is, I get either distracted way too easily, because I'll give you an example. Like a few days ago, I was trying to make a Minecraft animation, and then in one of the videos I was watching, I came across this really old game that I used to play called BeamNG Drive.
You were
And
doing what? I completely just.
I was
destroyed.
making a Minecraft animation.
Yeah. Alright.
And like just in the middle, I was taking like a break watching some videos on YouTube. And I came across this game I used to play a really long time ago called BeamNG Drive.
That was.
So then I was like, sure, why not? For old time's sake. And I downloaded the game. And then I couldn't stop playing it. Like, I completely forgot about the animation.
Yo, you guys, I don't know if the viewers or listeners actually understand. This kid was like actually in there. Like, I don't think you could find him anytime either studying or BeamNG Drive. That's it.
Yeah. And that lasted a good 5 days. And then I found another game I used to play a really long time ago called Pokemon Ultra Sun. And I started playing that again, and now the animation's kind of dead.
No, the thing was until like at least this year, my plan was always I need to create some. I want to put like months and 3 months or 4 months of work into something, put it out there, and just become huge. Okay, that was always the goal. So that's why if you ever ask me, I'm always working on some sort of project. But with this year, personally, what I've realized is honestly just uploading consistently is better than putting all your eggs into like a video that's going to take a long time. But the video shouldn't be like trash, even though you're making it like it now. But like, I don't know, I just feel the projects and stuff, again, we're going to get distracted pretty easily. Speaking of,
Yeah, so I either get distracted really easily, or the exams come in.
exactly.
This is the game I was talking about.
Yo, wait, say something. Wait, do your intro.
Oh wait, do I do the Sam from the Diamond Elytra intro?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Sam here from the Diamond Elytra.
Hey everyone, Sam here from the
Oh my
Diamond Giant.
God.
Today we're back with BeamNG. Actually, not back. It's like
Yo, how long? 3 years ago, and you found it now, and all of a sudden you liked it again?
Yeah, honestly, they've updated the game so much that
okay. Now yes, friends. Yeah.
No, these were like unedited, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
Oh wait, the cannon.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it was still there. It's still a thing. For you guys who don't know, I went to his house a few days ago, and we started throwing stuff out of. Not the point. Anyways.
The game has been updated so much that this was back when I had almost no upgrades to my computer, just like an Intel processor, an Intel graphics card, and a really small monitor. And the game used to run almost perfectly. and now I have a NVIDIA graphics card and a much better monitor as well. And all of a sudden, the game runs at 9 FPS sometimes.
So yeah, there has been a bunch of changes. I don't know, dude. It's just there was this phase. There was this phase where like you would just play a lot of games. Like I remember every day I used to come there's a new game like automatically,
Yeah.
and that kind of died down. I guess it's starting again because wait, let's look at the pattern. Like technically, say you came back to BeamNG Drive, and then where did you jump to? Where even is the BeamNG Drive video?
I think after BeamNG Drive, it was Subnautica? Was it?
No, it was Pokemon Brick Bonds, but that's not a thing anymore, is it?
Therefore the Pokemon.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
Oh, shit. And then,
Who
story
said
mode
history
happened.
repeats itself? I want to meet them.
No, there's story mode now. After that.
No, I was watching Technoblade play story mode like a few months ago. Does that count?
I don't know. Subnautica. I remember yesterday you were saying you wanted to play Subnautica again.
Yeah,
Holy
I was.
shit.
Wow.
And then it was Rules of Survival. Then Innocence.
Not going back to that one.
Yeah, Innocence.
No.
It was just a bunch of real videos. Pokemon Ultra Sun. Vlogger Go Viral. That was a horrible video. I did not like that one.
Probably not.
Yeah,
It wasn't
probably
as
not.
fun.
And
as
then there
I
was
remember.
singing. And then this was a Minecraft map. It was like a horror Minecraft map you did.
Oh yeah, the one called Late. I still remember this one.
Yeah, that was a good video. I like that video.
Oh, speaking of which, we recorded that first. I recorded that first video by myself, and then I uploaded it.
I liked it so much. I made him record a second one. I don't know what
It's there in the comments as well. You said it's so good. I'm gonna be there in the second one in the comments.
I clicked the wrong one.
I'm pretty sure. And then, like a few days later, we recorded the second one, and it failed terribly.
Why did it fail? I thought it went. I thought it happened.
First, we couldn't use speakers for some reason. I told you. There's the
Yeah.
comment. I still remember it.
Yeah. So what happened?
We couldn't use the speakers because it would cause the echo. So then we had connected a headphones, but just kind of put it on the table at max volume so we could at least kind of hear it.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't
Yeah,
that scary, was it?
Yeah. It
Oh,
wasn't
I
that
remember.
long.
I remember this. We were in like a car area or something,
Yeah.
and there would be like, yeah, no, that was we.
And the fact that I failed that one particular part so many times, like I would walk
Yeah.
around, go under the car, and wait for the thing to pass. Then I would go out and get caught immediately.
Yeah, I remember.
That was like an infinite loop. It happened for at least an hour and 30 minutes. And then I think I broke the game by going into spectator mode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So yeah, that really failed that time. Ouch.
Holy shit, that was loud. Whoa. Calm down. So yeah, it's weird how we're just repeating every single game we play. Weirdly though, talking about something that we haven't been repeating. Oh my god, I don't want to say this, but I think I'm slightly addicted to Among Us.
Oh, damn.
Dude, I seriously did not think I would be, but I don't know, something about it. It's just I'm really this is I don't know why this is with me, but I'm really good at like those people, those kind of people that like when like you do something wrong and you get in trouble and you're asked like confronted about it. There's a lot of people who just cannot lie there. They're like, they start hesitating and you could really see it. They start like stuttering. Amazing. I'm the exact opposite. Like, I can think so fast to make up a story when someone confronts me. Like, my brain just goes into extreme think mode. I can make up a story wherever, how dumbly fricked up the situation is. I can make up a story to come to say that I'm okay. And this game capitalizes on that skill. Literally capitalizes.
I'm somewhat similar. Like, if I get not completely caught, but it's more of a suspicion. I can almost certainly get out of it. But if I get caught red-handed, then I am gonna admit to it.
No, it's always, for me, it's every time I get confronted by anything I do, it's always that split second where I say, because if you even take my instinct says this, but even if you take a single second to respond, you automatically rising suspicion. So there's a few things that happen when I get confronted. It either goes, okay, I admit it. No, it usually goes, do I admit it or not? Sorry, I hit the mic. Do I admit it or not? And if I do admit it, if I think it's fine, I'm not gonna get through all this now, I admit it, and that goes that way. Or I try not to admit it, but I can't formulate a story fast enough, in which case, I just kind of, it's already a second had passed and they're already suspicious of me, so at that point I admit it too. But usually the time I could really make up a story, like I can be so convincing, it's actually kind of scary. And the fact that this game works so well on that very topic, like it fits in, it clicks in so perfectly. I think there's honestly just one technique that goes into, I don't know what you would call this, like, it's not exactly lying, I don't know what it's called, but there's only one technique. The first ever, like, story or whatever you say, you've got to stick with it till the end.
Yeah.
That is the number. I learned this quote from a movie. I don't know what it was, but the guy said, a person who's lying, when interrogated enough, his story will start to change. But a person who's telling the truth, no matter how obscure the story is, he'll always say the same thing. And that is literally the key to lying. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but that is literally the key. I'm just saying, at least for this game, it works so well. I remember this these few times. For people who don't play Among Us, you're not gonna understand this one bit, but I suppose a lot of you do, hopefully. I was what do you call it?
The imposter.
No, of course, I was always imposter, but I walked into electrical. Okay, I took the round cut. Okay, someone had seen me walk into electrical. Okay, so look, pretty much, there's a guy already in there. Okay, some other dude went in, did his task, came out. Okay, me and him met up. We were walking, and I went in. Okay, and a lot of time had passed. He came back. Okay. And then like he didn't really leave, he was around that area, and then he came back and the body was dead. Okay, he called it, and he said, oh, it's me, and I said, no, it's not, I was in med bay. And for you who don't know, you can easily just vent from electrical to med bay, so pretty much everyone was dead on, like, okay, it's him.
Yeah,
but I don't know, I played that so well. Like, I told them that once he left, I finished my task, came all the way out, and I had that vial task that you have to, like, fill up a bunch of vials? Yeah, I ran all the way around to the med bay over there. And if you say that enough, they believed it.
Damn.
So, I mean, it works.
Among Us, it's a game I'm okay to play with, but, like, I don't really just go in and play it when I'm by myself, or like just
no, I don't know, I don't play it by myself either. It's just playing alone's kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Playing with a lot of people, we actually played with a lot of people yesterday. It was fun. It was really fun. I played for like 3 hours straight with a lot of people. With a lot of people it's fun, especially since it's not really, you can't really be that convincing with text. It's your tone really says a lot.
Yeah.
So that really changes shit up. Yeah, addictive games, man. You gotta get. I don't know about at least this one. I think it has more good sides. It's out of betrayal and lying, but I feel like just how many. I think Among Us really hit off is because how easy it is to download. Like, so many people can get it. Like, I can literally go and ask anyone. Like a few days ago on Instagram, I said I love Among Us, and so many people DM'd me saying shit, me too. So I was like, a lot of like people I wouldn't even expect. A lot of people actually like the game and have it, which it still kind of questions like, why is it paid on PC? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I have no idea. That's such a random thing to do.
No, because everyone's just using BlueStacks. They're just using a mobile emulator and still doing it. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like the best business model.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of promoting BlueStacks.
Oh, but for people who know what BlueStacks is, for people who don't,
I'm pretty sure they can find it, right?
Another thing I was gonna say, we highly overestimate our generation's like knowledge with technology. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think at least both of us can use technology way better than a lot of other people can. There's just so many people my age who their entire life is just playing outside, so they really don't know shit when it comes to computers. And the fact that I kind of expected everyone to have an overall in school, for instance, like in the computers period, like there's a lot of people like we have to teach them how to extract or make a new folder.
Yeah.
And they don't know, like, in File Explorer, the thing that says desktop is the same as the actual desktop. Like,
yeah, it's how do I explain it? It's
kind of concerning. If you ask me,
not the word I'd use. Okay, fine, whatever. It's similar.
Yeah, because, I was saying, oh my god, you should give all the technology part to the students. Like, the students aren't much better, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So, that's...
But they should teach us more useful stuff in computers class.
Nah, that's the thing. They don't know more useful stuff in computers.
Our computer department is pretty bad.
It's just not us.
Bad.
Like, wherever we go, wherever it is, it's just not... It's not up to mark. Like, personally, I think you can harness so much power out of a computer or a device if you minimize the amount of time, like, between you thinking of something and the computer performing the task. Like,
Right.
and if at this moment in my life, anything I wanted to do with the computer, my basic, like, thoughts, I can get it done. The computer can, like, I get a question, I output it to the computer, and it gives me input in such less time. That's why, I didn't know this, but I have a significantly high typing speed. Cause let's be honest, until 6th grade, I was really not a computer person, and before that, my typing speed was max 20. Ever since I really became in with computers, it's like 70, or it's close to 80 now. So it's just the typing speed, like, if you really minimize the amount of time between you and the computer, like, it can give you so much knowledge. People really underestimate the power of the internet.
Yeah.
Highly underestimate it.
I mean, to be honest, I think in the past 3 years, I would say I've learned more from the internet than from school or other people.
No, here's the thing. Look, there's a lot of arguments that pretty much everyone agrees on. Like a lot of things in school are just kind of unnecessary and stuff. Like, a lot of people agree on that. Like, if I say, oh my god, you're teaching me, like, what is that huge equation called? B plus minus the square root of 4
Quadratic equations.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna tell you I'm never gonna use it in my life, okay? And I always, everyone agrees with it. And I was like, why do our education system's really that dumb? So I actually did some research on it, and I'm not joking when I say these huge equations and stuff, they may not use that equation itself in real life, but the weird, like, neurological, like, connections that happen in your brain when you remember this formula and use it in a like in a word problem, for instance, in an exam, if you were to take that out, there have been severe problems of application usage in real life. I'm replaying this into my head. That made no sense. Hold on. I'm explaining this a bit. Pretty much, what people see it as learning this formula, doing a bunch of problems that have Bob having 9 million apples, okay, and going to the exam and just having a different question using the same formula, writing it down makes no sense, and you're never gonna using it again. But while you're doing this, when you're learning the formula, okay, you are really getting good with numbers, with especially variables. You're really getting good with mystery and using context in order to find out what something's not there in, okay? Once you memorize it, you're learning memorization in total, which helps a lot in life, whether you like it or not, okay? Now actually using that memorization to taking different pieces of input and applying it to a set sequence or formula and formulating an answer out of that to answer the top question, okay? And then actually taking that formula and applying it if in exam to another question, knowing that this question needs this formula, putting it in, okay, and using these numbers. Like there was a research that came out, which I don't know why it's really crushed down, like they should really tell the other students. I know it's like an unpopular opinion, but not opinion, like it's a fact, that these problems and these like problems in math, at least you might not use them directly, but the amount of I don't know how to say it, the amount of
Practice?
not practice, the amount of different logical abilities that your brain unlocks when you do these problems is actually insane. Like a lot of people who skip over a lot of high school mathematics and stuff, they have very less of these brain application skills. I don't know how to explain, like just quick learning, remembering what another person said, effective communication. All of these are just missing for a lot of people who have skipped high school, for instance.
Now that's one thing for math. Like math is one of my favorite subjects, but when it comes to parts of say science, say biology, okay. Last year we learned a lot of stuff that I don't think I've ever learned before, or I ever project myself into using, and I don't think it kind of builds itself into your subconscious mind, kind of like how you explained the quadratic equation, stuff like the classification of plants or something, where like there's like a million subdivisions, and at the bottom there's something like porifera, and there's like 15 points to remember about porifera, and you write it in the exam, and that's about it. Like, is that stuff really useful in some way, or
No, after like actually learning this research, I want to say that everything we learn has some sort of thing, and I've never actually thought of what you said, especially in science. Personally, for me in science, it's always I learn what I think is useful, and I memorize everything else for the exam. And the second the exam's over, I forget everything, and that's okay by me, because what I want to learn, what I think is going to help me, actually stays with me.
yeah, that's how it works for me as well. But this classification table or something, I just learned it for the exam.
Yeah, but that's I agree that, like, you know, you're learning memorization, but I don't think that's a bit overkill for the memorization part.
Yeah, I mean, like if
What else can
there's
you derive out of that? What else can you derive out of that?
like if there's this, if math helps in such like an unpredictable way, then
There's got to
who's
be
to say-
something for biology
yeah,
too, right? That's what I'm thinking, but I don't really. Is there something like what do you get out of just memorizing a lot of shit?
I don't know. Does it just help like how quickly you can memorize things or something like that?
To quickly memorize things, that really depends, because like personally, I'm like I have to learn. I don't care how much it is. I'm learning from like 3 days before the exams. Other people learn almost 1 to 2 months before the exams. So quick is really just not gonna fit in properly. Without like direct usefulness, indirect usefulness, maybe you understand how, I don't know how, it's not such specificness, but you understand how basic living forms in general operate. For instance, instead of um, the actual, I don't know, you said a bunch of science words, but overall, just how living things just function in general. Like something like say for instance, I don't know if this was that deep, but personally, I did not know like plant leaves, for instance, give out water as transpiration. I mean, I kind of seems stupid to me. Like you're begging for water, but at the same time you're releasing 60% of what you get. So like, it kind of seems stupid. But again, I could have lived my life without knowing transpiration exists. But I did know it, and I guess it's just useful information.
Like general knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked knowing stuff. That's why I'm such a fan of science in general. But at the same time, like, is it really useful?
No, there's like if something like that, like generally how the world works. I would understand if they teach us like a little bit about plants, a little bit about animals, like microorganisms, cells, maybe even cell organelles, maybe. But this huge classification table that we had,
I think no. I actually think I have classification for my exams that are unfortunately there in 10 days.
No, there was this huge table. I'll try to find it, but I don't think that specifically. I don't think I even remember it anymore. Stuff like transpiration, you realize it, and then you're like, oh, that actually happens, and then you remember it for the rest of your life. But like things like this, like you just learn it for the exam, and then almost completely forget about it afterwards.
I don't know. There's got to be something. I think we're just missing it. Something about stuff we're missing, especially I personally think there are a few subjects that are really useful, like geography, for instance. Personally, whether you like it or not, it's really good to know what is happening around you, and that's why a lot of people who say they're not into politics and stuff as well. I'm like, okay, like I get it. It's kind of grown up-y, but like at the same time, it's like it's really really useful to know, like, who you're voting for, because essentially whether you like it or not, the person you just did not care about might be the one to freak up your life later,
or save it.
That's a good way of looking at shit. But at the same time, so I'm just saying, they could save it, they could kill it. So you should probably pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening in America right now, a lot of discontent with the president. I think that's probably where it originated, is just people just not caring about politics. Because last election, I'm pretty sure it was like 120 million voters. This year, they're estimating up to 250 million. So there's a lot of organizations trying to get people to vote him out. And that you could have done this before, honestly. It's like, you might not like it, you might not like politics, but at least keep an eye on it. Because I can't believe, I never knew this. Like, until I actually started looking into the facts, that most countries are like less than 50% of them vote.
Yeah. I mean, like, stuff like politics, you should know it even if you don't like it, because it could severely affect your life. But I keep coming back to this, but it's a strong point. Stuff like this, these minute things like in biology, like even knowing it, even if you pay attention to it, it's not like it could completely change your life.
That's a good point, but here's the thing. A lot of politics, especially when you glance over, like, I always knew our prime minister of our country. I knew a few other world leaders. I knew what they do. But I'm not even gonna lie. Until 7th or 8th grade, I didn't know that democracy was so small. I thought most of the world was democratic, and there was a few dictatorships here and there. But democracy is like 40% of the world only, maybe even less. that's one thing. Again, that sounds like a bit like general knowledge-ish, but what I'm saying is overall, for instance, our prime minister at the moment, okay, he's like, before I ever paid attention to Indian politics in general, he's always just been kind of like, damn, he's a good prime minister kind of person. Like, everyone loves him. Like, he has so much, and I still think he's one of the best leaders in the world. Like, he has so much just leadership qualities that no one else has. Like, anything that he says, over 1 billion people will listen to and actually participate in. But once I start digging a bit deeper, there's a few questionable things that he's done, which I don't know if I really align myself with in general, which would take my entire approval of him from 100% probably down a bit. So overall, just glancing over who's good and who's bad, is not exactly as good as actually digging in through what they've done. Because I've mentioned this before, especially in India, we are a majority. We're not any. To be honest, we're not in any part of any minority ever. But for a lot of people who are minorities in their country, the world leaders are not exactly.
They don't help the minority as much as they do to the majority.
Exactly, and there's a lot of people who are against Modi, which I'm still not. I'm telling you, if there was an election, if I was eligible, I would vote Modi 100%. But there's a line that, for a person who hasn't actually dug through it, they would think he's done nothing bad. But for me, a person who's actually dug through it, he has done some questionable things, which I don't align myself with, but he has been doing good with a lot of people too. So, this affects your life, so what you should probably look at is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
It's coming back from where we came back all the way. I was saying, for instance, this year specifically, a lot of people are saying it's a bad year. I never actually say that, because I think for some reason, I really believe in, like, whatever you say into existence actually, like, happens. So when people say this is a bad year, it's gonna get a lot worse. So I don't even care, like, even if half the world just kind of falls off, probably not gonna say it's a bad year, because maybe the other part of the world's gonna fall off. Like, the year's not over. It could still get worse.
Or
So
it could get better. Or it could get better.
Or it could get better. So say it's gonna get better. Don't say it's a bad year, because you're generalizing the whole year. The part of the year that hasn't happened yet, you're calling it bad too. You're pretty much ruling out any positivity that's ever gonna happen the rest of the year. You're ruling it out. So a lot of every person saying this 2020 is a bad year. I don't think I'm ever gonna say that.
It's kind of like they've given up hope.
Exactly. Like, I always have hope till the end. Like, that's why for me watching any sports is like hilarious, because even if a person's losing like 900-1, I still think the one person could probably, I don't know, it could be a miracle. I mean, we might have seen it before, who knows. And definitely, like, I don't know, people are really over 2020, even in the last 50 years, wasn't the worst year.
True.
Like, let's be honest, there's been horribly worse events that have happened in the last 50 years that it's not even like all of a sudden you can't like meet with other people, and all of a sudden it's worse than a bunch of people dying in a genocide. Like,
I mean, it's people are saying it because it's more closely related to them.
exactly, like the genocide, like even right now there's a lot of things about how Muslims are being badly treated in China and stuff, and they're saying this could be like the next like Germany genocide kind of thing. And it probably is, but we're not paying much attention to that, only because it's not related to us. And all of a sudden, when you say you can't step out your house, all of a sudden it's a huge problem, which really dictates kind of like fabrication the world's been living in until this moment.
I mean, like, for all the people who are saying it's a bad year, I mean, like, there's optimism, there's pessimism, and then there's being practical somewhere in the middle, depending on the situation. So you should be optimistic, but you shouldn't be overly...
Have a sense of practicalism too at the same time.
Yeah, like, if 2020 is going bad for you specifically, you probably shouldn't you shouldn't completely give up hope, just sit at home doing absolutely nothing. But it's you can't just expect yourself to like all of a sudden become a CEO as well just because you're being optimistic. Like you should have a sense of realism as well in the middle. Like if you want to become a CEO, then you might want to
Put the work to it. Put work. Pretty much, be optimistic.
but don't just push
Yeah,
it push your luck. Don't just push
Yeah,
your luck.
exactly. Pretty much. What I was gonna say is though, 2020, a lot of things have really hit hard, and you know we all knew about climate change, right? Like all of us know about it, know it's happening, but I did not expect it to hit so hard, so suddenly.
Yeah.
You realize 2020 has been so many climatic like extremes have been met only in 2020, not even 2019. In 2020, it's so questioning like how did this huge thing that was generally happening since like the 1960s all of a sudden hit so hard one year is because the scientists are saying 2020s, the rest of 2020s, how climate is right now is that's just how it's gonna get worse, and the 2030s are gonna get way worse, like way worse. I'm talking storms that will rip apart buildings kind of worse. Like, I don't know where it came from. How did that happen so hard? I'm still questioning.
But I heard like a lot of people saying climate change was getting better this year.
No. Single year pollution standards have gone back just barely because of the lockdown. If you check, do you know something called Earth Overshoot Day?
Not really, but I think I've heard about it.
It's pretty much the amount of pretty much an index of all sorts of natural resources like oxygen, carbon dioxide, different fuels, minerals, everything. Okay, they obviously the Earth is generating them at a pace, right? And we're using them at a pace. The day pretty much like talk at like a budget, okay? The day, we kind of pretty much I don't know how to say this. It's like a budget pretty much, okay? We're using as much as it's producing the last year. We keep on using it, okay? But there's a day every year that the Earth is not producing as fast as we're consuming. Does that make any sense?
Wait. Let me put it in slightly better words. Like, say it's a completely empty place. All right, it's down. It's just a void. Up, there's nothing. Left, right, absolutely nothing. All right. And under you, you're walking in a straight line. Under you, there's a road generating, say, at a certain pace. All right, and you're walking on the road because you've got nowhere else to go. And then, like, you have to keep going, but if you start running, you'll just walk off the road before it generates there.
Exactly, and that so it's actually way better put. Okay, so every day, we're using as much as we're consuming, right? No, what the heck? That's the same thing. We're using as much as the Earth is producing, and that day, that single day, that the Earth is not producing as much as we're consuming. It's called Earth Overshoot Day, and the rest of that year, whatever we're consuming, any material that the Earth creates, okay, whatever we're consuming, it's kind of like a deficit from the future. So there'll be a year. It depends on when it is. There'll be that year, and that year, a chunk of that we're using right now. And the Earth Overshoot Day has been getting back and back. Like in the 1970s, it was November 3rd, November 5th. So there's about a month where we're just overusing. Last year, it was July.
Wow.
July 7th or something. This year, again, it became August 8th or something. Because of the slowdown, because a lot of companies and industries got shut down. And no one was, using that much. It got slowed down per day. But the overall climate change itself is overall graphically getting worse. Because if you look at the graph, okay, it's going up and it's going back down because huge laws and stuff coming into place, going up, going down, going up, going down. But if you look at the whole picture since the 1960s, it's a steady gradual up. And another thing, this is the news I heard, the 75th annual United Nations General Assembly happened And China actually vowed they are the biggest carbon emission producers right now, and they vowed to bring carbon emissions from their country to 0% by 2060.
Wow.
And I'm just saying, yo, China's the last person you would expect to take climate change seriously. Like, what? So that was like a huge, shocking thing for everyone. Like, what the heck, China? China's all of a sudden taking climate change seriously.
Yeah, but it's good that they are.
It's good that they are, but at the same time, they're the ones doing huge human right violations and shit. Like, at the same time, it's like they're actually caring for the nature. Is actually, it's surprising. I'm not saying it's bad. It's surprising.
But it's good. It's good that they're doing it. I mean, they have the biggest population, so it's really good that they're going against climate change.
Yo, this sucks. Oh my god. For the last like 20 minutes, I've been trying to segue into this story that way I wanted to say. I'm bringing it to climate change. Okay, I'm just gonna get to it. There have been some violent storms these days, and like.
Oh.
I've been trying to segue into this for ages, dude. I'm trying to bring it down to climate change. It's just not. I went from school to geography to climate change, and it's still going away, but it's not coming back. Jesus Christ. Anyways, what I was saying was, this will be. I think this will be the last story. We'll wrap it up for today. Yeah, this was a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit odd because I've been in some questionable situations. But this is just kind of a bit over. There have been so pretty much start from the beginning. There have been huge like storms that are happening in our area, and first our city is really prone to flooding. Like it rains for 6 hours and pretty much half the city is underwater. Like literally like 3-4 feet underwater. Okay.
But not our side of the city. It's
Cause the entire city is like this. It's pretty much like this. So where even if it rains up here, give it 30 minutes without rain, it's dry already.
Yeah.
And the bottom part, give it like 14 days without rain, it's still underwater. So like, it's probably an exaggeration.
Yeah, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but it's mainly because we're on the side of the peninsular plateau.
Yeah.
And just a few days ago, it was raining pretty heavily, and then just the next day, it was like almost normal, almost completely dry. But like the same day where it was dry, one of my friends sent me a video from his house.
And it's underwater, like hella underwater. I watched that video. Like, what is this?
Entire cars are underwater, and they're bringing in like some kind of things to like pick up the cars.
Yeah, they're craning, like literally like hooking it up and bringing it out of the water, like it was in a lake. And I look out the window, and I could see like the glistening part of the asphalt in the ground. So it's amazing. But pretty much this is what happened. Okay, me and him pretty much go cycling every single day. Okay. So we went cycling as we normally do, okay? And it started just drizzling, maybe barely drizzling, okay? And I knew it was probably gonna rain. I thought we'll just go back, and all of a sudden
it starts raining.
It's like someone it's like someone, it was raining and someone just pulled out like a board. It just fell, like someone just dropped water from the sky. It fell.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing we could do is go into this underground basement, like what'd you call it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a basement. Okay, so we went.
It's like a parking lot, but underground.
Yeah, pretty much. We went into a basement. Okay, and this basement's pretty small. It's not even like how big you would think. Okay, it was pretty small. We went into there. Okay, and there's like this gliding thing that comes down. Okay, and it's
a slope.
Yeah, amazing, dude. My vocabulary's on point. So it's just raining heavily, and like. We go in there and we literally cannot come out. Like we were going to come out anytime, but it was we got stuck pretty much. We were in there, okay? And you know, we were in there for a long time, okay? And there was this like brief moment when it sort of stopped. Like, look, it's pretty far away from our house, okay? So we were debating whether, especially since, you know, the whole pandemic shit going on, it's probably not the best to get wet and reduce your immunity. That was like the only thing I was thinking about. So when it did get a bit less, I was like, okay, it's gonna get less, obviously, and then we can get wet. Because even still, right now, it's really less, But if we go out, we're gonna get fully drenched by the time we get home. So I thought, it's fine. We'll wait for some time. No.
And then, like, if we wait for a little longer, then the rain might stop, right? Clearly not.
No, it didn't. It actually didn't. Yo, it got at least 50 times worse than that. By this time, it was actually getting dark. Like, pitch dark. And I didn't take my phone at all. So there's no form of communications at all. Nowhere. Okay? And we were down there, and the rain was... And at one point, the rain started piling in because there was a slope. And there was, like, the basic, like... What are those called?
The drainage.
Yeah, the drainage overflowed. So water was just going right into that, right back out and up to ours. And it started flooding in. And then it just kept on coming and coming and coming. And we were like, okay, at this point, it was like a lot of rain. A lot of rain, okay? And we took a foot forward. I'm not joking, a foot forward. I was like, okay, do you think it stopped? Strike. I know we talked about this in an old episode, but I'm not even joking. Literal lightning in front of our eyes. It looked like a movie. I'm not even joking. Lightning just strikes right in front of us. It's loud. I think like someone just bombed us in the middle of nowhere, okay? We jump back. It starts raining even more. It starts winding. It's like turbine winding. And the water just kind of goes up and starts like...
Wait, like, have you... If you've ever, like, been to a waterfall, you would kind of know, like, at the bottom of the waterfall, there are these, like... particles of water that kind of move like air. It kind of moves down and up a bit and then back
exactly
down.
You see that, all that kind of like misty foam shit, okay? That's all just flooding in, okay? At one point it's like almost harder to breathe, and we're like, shit, we're actually like pretty much stuck in here, okay? It starts getting worse and worse. Second time we come out, it explodes in front of us again. At this point, we're freaking out. I'm not like, we've been in here for at least an hour now. It's pitch dark, okay? At any point, our parents are actually going to get concerned at this point, okay? Because we're early. We're back like at least 40 minutes ago, okay? It gets worse and worse and worse. And I was still waiting. Obviously, at that point, like, even if we did want to go out, we'd probably just get hit by something. Just like, everything was under like at least 3-inch underwater, like everything. Water was flowing in downwards, and we had literally nowhere to go. And we were seriously just stranded, okay? And I was actually like super thirsty. Ironic, there's a bunch of water, but we can't drink it. Amazing. But
like, it's coming out of the drainage, man. We can't really drink that shit.
Yeah, I was getting thirsty. Like, I literally there was no way. I was really debating if we should just like wing it or not. I mean, I was seriously like, obviously the storm is not gonna stay forever, so it's gonna leave at some time, right? Stay in there for an hour, 40 minutes, nothing. It's not even getting like slightly better, okay? And at that point, every goddamn living cold-blooded animal in the existence of the world starts climbing out of the goddamn sewage drainage shit, okay?
Of course they are. It's getting flooded.
There's frogs, there's snakes, there's lizards, and they're getting run over, and I'm like puking in my head. Oh my god, yo, it was disgusting. We were tired, like actually like exhausted, okay? Stuck inside, and there was like this brief moment where it got like 2% less, and at that time we were like, just wing it, and we just bolted outwards. And it was so dark, it was so raining that we were on our cycles. I couldn't even look straight, so I had to like look downwards, and I completely fricked up the route. So we ended up it taking longer for us to get home, and then it did take longer for us to get home. And by the time we were getting home, our parents were already with umbrellas trying to come out and search for us.
Yeah, that was insane. Wow.
Oh my god, yo, we got actually stranded for a few seconds. There are no communications. We're getting I'm not even joking. It was piling up, flooded. Walk outside for a 0.2 seconds. Lightning flipping striking us. What are we supposed to do?
We were literally stranded, like in an underground bunker when the whole world's going to hell.
Precisely, like, what the hell? What are we supposed to do? Oh my god.
At that
yeah,
point,
but we lived.
like
So-
at that point we wouldn't be surprised if a meteor struck.
Imagine, holy shit. Yeah, that was. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was an insane day.
That was like I can't even like just me explaining it right now is just not enough. Like it was bad. Like bad.
You won't know how bad it is unless you
Until
experience
you would
it.
exactly. No, it does. It sounds like the smallest of problems you would have had. Like when I was 3 years old, we were stuck in an actual earthquake. But at least I had adults there. At least I had someone else. I'm living stranded underground, and yo, I'm telling you, if we actually got stuck there, there was a 0% chance our parents or anyone would have found us. Like no joke. If the entrance is actually flooded, like I don't know what we were gonna do at that point. But the whole problem was, at least it wasn't. We knew if the storm would stop, but the thing was, we didn't know if it was gonna go to like 11 p.m. or something, and our parents can't find us. And what if they get like actually concerned?
Yeah, what
was
if they
the
call
bigger
the
problem?
police or something?
Exactly. The point of us flooding and literally running out of air wasn't that big of a. I might have exaggerated 0.2%, but the biggest problem was that
Getting home.
we couldn't get out. We were safe inside, but we couldn't get out. And they could not have found us. Like, this basement's very far. Like, there's no chance they would look there. So that's us getting stranded in the middle of goddamn nowhere. And the amphibians, the weird cold-blooded animals were... That was honestly one of the main things that forced me out. Like, I would have easily stood in there for a few more minutes for it to cool down. But it's just... I see a frog. And next time I see it's just splat on the ground. Run over by whatever running in there. And there's like what was that weird like little like fountain thing that was like over flooding? Like some pipe got broken and it's just leaking out all the water that was supposed to pump out.
Oh yeah, like if the drainage system overflows, there's a system where like the pipe kind of takes it up and out of the basement, but that pipe was seriously broken. It would take it up and then it would just splash back out
Onto us, and it was just like a infinite waterfall shit that was happening. Yeah, man, it was a bit.
For anyone who has reached this point of the podcast, this is why you watch or listen to the entire podcast.
Exactly, you're missing out. Yo, I'm subscribe to the podcast, rate it on iTunes, Spotify. It's become so lit. Guys, we're gonna be consistent from now on. I'm gonna say this every time. It's gonna happen again. Okay? We will 100% be consistent. We're gonna take this shit seriously. So, guys, if you guys did enjoy this episode, I already said this, but like the video. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe. Tell us you subscribed. It's actually really fun knowing that you guys subscribed. And, I guess this podcast really does go places. And I every time I end the podcast, I always remember we got past the 7th episode.
Yeah.
GG.
What's the next hardest one to get
I don't
past?
know, dude. Yo, calm down. Everyone who got past 7 pretty much goes to 200, so.
Alright, we're set then.
Anyways, guys, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, DM me on whatever. There's a bunch of stuff then. There's the podcast Twitter, that's a thing. There's a Discord server. There's a lot of things, guys. And if you're listening on audio only, I also love you. We're gonna have more exclusives. Don't worry, okay? You're not weird for not listening. I'm tired. You know what? Catch you guys later. Peace.